How's it going, ladies and gentlemen? This is Jeff with I Download Blog. This is Let's Talk Jailbreak episode number 21. And as usual, I have my co-host Cody Lee on the line. He is here in the flesh. What's up, Cody?
Well, I don't know if I'm in the flesh, but I'm here. I'm here virtually.
Yes, you're here virtually.
Digitally.
Digitally. Analogically.
There you go.
What's new, man?
Not a whole lot, actually. Trying to think if I did anything really awesome this weekend to talk about. Oh, I saw Wolverine. I saw the new Wolverine movie.
You did?
Yeah.
How'd you like it?
I'm not really an X-Men person, but I loved it.
You did?
Yeah,
Good.
It's weird. My girlfriend's an X-Men person. She knows all the movies and a lot of the characters and their backstories, but I just don't get into it. But man, this one was really good. I recommend it to even the non-X-Men fans.
Okay. All right. Nice.
What about you? Did you do anything awesome?
I'm having to think too long, so I'm thinking the answer to that is no.
Right.
I'm thinking the answer. Oh, I did pick up a Nexus 7.
Oh, okay. One of the newer ones, right?
Yeah, the one that just came out like Friday.
Yes.
Last
Oh,
Friday.
yeah, that's right. You did a comparison report over the weekend.
Yeah. So I've been playing with that a little bit. I got a Nexus 4 too.
I've been kind of wanting to pick up a Nexus 4 as kind of like a play with device. You know what I mean? How do you like both of them, I guess?
The 7's pretty good. I like them. I mean, they're good devices. It's still unfortunate that they run Android, but Android has come in a long way, and I think as Google continues to iterate, they'll continue to improve.
What is the Nexus 7, noticeably better than last year's tablet?
Yes.
Okay.
In all facets. I mean, it's just screen is the most outstanding thing.
Okay.
It's a Retina quality to screen, very high resolution screen, and just looks great.
Yeah.
It's fast too.
I'm hoping out of nowhere we get this Retina update for the iPad Mini this year. I know.
Dude, they cannot release a new iPad Mini without this. I mean, that would just be ridiculous, in my opinion.
Yeah.
It would look really bad.
My fingers are crossed that they figured it out with battery life and size and everything, but it's tough.
Well, if Google can do it.
Yeah, or Asus.
Yeah, Asus. Yeah. Yeah, if they can do it, then, I mean, why can't Apple? I don't know.
Yeah.
Granted, their screen is bigger physically, so that may be something to do with it. And, their hardware is better designed in general, so.
Right. So maybe there's some other trade-offs there they're not willing to make yet.
Yeah. I also picked up a Chromecast.
Oh, okay. I almost bought one, and by the time I talked myself into it, it was like showing out of stock in most places. So
yeah.
What do you think of that?
I've literally played with it once, and I need to go back to it. It's just, I mean, it's okay. It's just weird, man. I don't know what to think of it. It's just, I mean, literally all it is a way to, get content from your phone.
Or your computer, yeah.
Or your computer. I mean, it's not like it can play content itself.
Well, I saw somebody talk about some interesting uses where they were streaming, like shady free movies. You know what I mean? Like you go out there and you look and you find movies online. They were able to stream that to their TVs. Because, I mean, basically any video that plays in your Chrome browser, you can stream to your TV. So they were able to watch out-of-market baseball games. I mean, I could see it being really useful for stuff like that.
Yeah, but you could do that with the Apple TV. We've been doing that stuff.
Well, I found that no, I guess you're right. With like even AirPlay mirroring at the very least.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what I mean.
Good point. Fair point.
And basically, this is what this is. I mean, it's just a better AirPlay mirroring.
Right.
Because it does, automatically reformat a little bit, like your browser tabs. It'll reformat that to fit your screen and make it look all pretty. The AirPlay doesn't exactly do all that. Just kind of throws it up there. But this is basically just a glorified AirPlay mirroring.
Yeah.
And that's pretty much it. I mean, that's all it is. So don't expect like to plug this thing in and be able to run Netflix from that device. You actually have to have your iPhone or your Android device, push the content to that.
Right. Well, I mean, it's only $35, so
yes,
even as a what is it? What am I trying to say? Compulsive. Even as a compulsive buy, it's pretty good.
Yeah. It's interesting. I need to go back to it. I'm supposed to be working on a Apple TV versus, but kind of one-sided.
Yeah.
So anyway, we know this. It's been a busy week.
It has actually. After
crazy busy,
quite a long dry spell. Yesterday was just off the charts.
Oh man, off the charts. Charts are still kind of shaking right now.
So what did they do? They released Apple released a new beta version of iOS 7. What is it? Beta 4.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah, and it's there's nothing ground shaking developer facing or user facing, I guess you could say, in the beta. But I mean, there was tons of UI tweaks and a bunch of little stuff fixed. But there was one cool feature that was discovered hidden in the code. Did you hear about that?
I think so. What was that?
That was the fingerprint, like the
Oh, yeah.
the fingerprint scanner.
Yeah.
They found references to it hidden in the beta's code that seemingly confirms that future Apple hardware will have built-in fingerprint readers for unlocking your device. Who knows what it could be used for down the road? I mean, there's all kinds of possibilities. Mobile payments. Remember, not having to remember passwords anymore. I mean, the sky's the limit with something like that installed.
Yeah, it's that is like last week, man. That's like my number one feature.
Oh yeah, we did talk about this. Was it last week or was it 2 weeks ago?
I think it was last week. I think maybe 2 weeks ago, but
yeah.
Yeah. Needless to say, I'm extremely excited.
Yeah, that's nice to kind of get some confirmation, isn't it? I mean, previously everything we'd heard was just speculation from analysts who think, this would make sense if Apple did this. Well, I mean, here we have actual code referring to it. It's not saying that, hey, it's definitely going to be in the iPhone 5S, but I don't know. I think it's likely if it's turning up in iOS 7 betas. What do you think?
Yeah, I think it's pretty likely. I mean, it's no guarantees because we've seen code in there before that nothing panned out, and just for future devices or whatnot. But I think this is definitely where there's smoke, where there's fire, kind of thing. Because Not only have we seen, purported like pieces, haven't we already seen like leaks?
No, and that's the thing. There hasn't been any part leaks up to this
I thought
point.
there was a part that leaked that was supposed to be related to the fingerprint, but maybe not.
Yeah,
I just know
I don't recall one.
Well, there obviously have been a ton of rumors.
Ton of reports, and I mean, Apple itself kind of fanned the flames last summer when it purchased Authentic, which specializes in this kind of stuff. So I mean, you knew it was going to happen eventually. Why else would Apple be buying a sensor company, a fingerprint biometric sensor company? But this is definitely the strongest evidence we've seen that it's on the way.
Yeah, with all the security issues, what they having with passcodes in the past, it's kind of embarrassing for Apple.
Right.
The issues they've had with being able to get around your passcodes. Well, this one will nip that right in the bud, don't you think?
Yeah, it could take care of that. It could take care of, it could really lower the iPhone theft rate that is, I mean, it's been on the rise for several years now. Imagine just nobody being able to open your phone, I don't know what I'm trying to say. Not only just activate it, but do anything on the phone without your fingerprint. That would be really cool.
Be amazing. And think about driving. Well, you shouldn't be doing this anyway, but unlocking your phone when you're driving is kind of annoying.
Right.
You don't have to do that anymore. You just put your fingerprint there. And it's good.
Yeah. I like it for the convenience of unlocking your phone. I also like it I'd like to see them open it up to developers eventually. Imagine not having to log into Facebook or Twitter, things like that. You just stick your finger right there and it recognizes your thumbprint.
Well, I think like you were saying, it's if Facebook and Twitter are already integrated into iOS, then I think that goes without saying, don't you?
Yeah. And what just got introduced at WWDC last month? iCloud, keychain for iCloud or something like that.
Yeah.
I think you integrated into that, and that's huge, man.
Yeah, it is. I'm just thinking about are they going to have it so that I can put my wife, her biometric fingerprint on my device so she can unlock my phone if I wanted to, or give her access to certain parts of my phone. So
that would be really interesting, right? Especially if you have kids and you want you give them your iPhone to play with, and they put their fingerprint on there, and they can only open certain games and things like
Yeah, it's
that.
sort of like Android's new profile feature. You seen that?
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
something for Android 4.3. Limited profiles or restricted profiles only works on tablet devices, but you can set it up to pretty much dumb it down to just like a game playing machine or something like that.
right. People have been calling for Apple to do something in the multi-account, multi-user space for a long time with their iPhones and iPads, and I think something with a fingerprint scanner would help them accomplish that rather easily.
Yeah. So, needless to say, this is something high on our radar.
Well, and think of this: what kind of sensor does it have to be to pick up your fingerprint? I've seen some people speculating that it could even double as like a gesture area, like a touchpad or gesture area, allowing you to do other things on the phone without having to touch your screen. I think that could be interesting.
Yeah.
So,
Well,
yeah,
there's so many possibilities.
yeah, really looking forward to see how this plays out.
Sky's the limit.
What about other things in Beta 4? I know you did this awesome, walkthrough of some of the new stuff in there. What is some of the other stuff that you liked in Beta 4?
Yeah, I was kind of underwhelmed, to be honest with you. I mean, granted, it's just an incremental beta, but really nothing really sticks out to me. I guess you could say the slide to unlock.
Oh, how they fixed the locks. It looks a lot better, to be honest.
It does.
Yeah.
Now instead of sliding up, which you weren't supposed to do in the first place, they have the arrow pointing to the right, so you know which way to slide. It was confusing for me, even. I mean,
right.
Sometimes I'd slide up.
No,
it's just kind of natural.
It looks a lot better and makes the lock screen look a lot better as a whole. And yeah, you're right. If you didn't use your iOS 7 device on a frequent or a daily basis, it was kind of confusing to switch back, seeing that up arrow. So I'm glad they got rid of that. My favorite thing had to be, and this is kind of little, but I tweeted it out yesterday. They added an explicit toggle in iTunes Radio.
Okay.
I mean, it's probably not everybody. It's probably not going to be a very big deal to everybody, but sometimes I like to get in my car and I'm jamming out to music or listen to a little gangster rap every now and then, and it was kind of a bummer hearing the edited versions of it. So now I'm glad I can kind of toggle.
Okay. What other features? Any others?
No, like you said, it was kind of underwhelming in terms that it was mostly just they're making refinements now. It's not it's not like a new app just suddenly popped up. Everything is real small, but I mean a lot of things. If you go to our post on IDB on what's new in iOS 7, we listed probably 30 or 40 things that we noticed had changed. So
yeah, and it's a lot of little incremental changes. But what that says is that they are refining it and are getting closer to release.
Yeah,
that's what that says. So
and it's more stable. It's more reliable now too.
It is.
So for people who are having any kind of reliability issues, it's a lot better now.
Faster as well.
Yeah.
Quicker animation, stuff like that. So what else was big? This prior week.
Oh, okay. So here's something interesting. Well, what do you want to talk about? We have the unthreaded jailbreak and there's been some more evidence in the low than budget iPhone case. Which one do you want to talk about?
I don't think people are interested in unthreaded jailbreak at all.
You don't?
So I think we should just skip that topic.
You sure?
No.
Okay, so I guess we'll touch on unthreaded jailbreak. For those people who missed it, over the weekend, I think it was over the weekend, a group came forward and actually released the jailbreak. I think they'd been teasing it for some time. I didn't really start tracking the situation until this weekend, but they released a actual working jailbreak. Now, it was had very limited capabilities. You had to meet a real specific set of requirements to use it. You had to be on a CDMA version of an iPhone 4. You had to, what were some of the other? You had to be running it on a Linux. You have to have a Linux computer to use it. And I think you had to be on like iOS 5.1 or something crazy like that. So I think you also had to be left-handed and it had to be a Wednesday. Had to be a Wednesday, yeah. You can only use this on Wednesday. No, but it was, as ridiculous as it sounds, and as probably as little people as it affected, it proved that they were capable of creating a jailbreak. And they have since teased the number of working jailbreaks for a wide range of devices, iPhones, iPads, running on iOS 6.1.3 and 6.1.4 and iOS 7. So, I mean, there's obviously a lot of speculation these guys are fake, that these guys are just using parlor tricks to
Well,
kind of.
that's obvious that they're not fake.
Well,
Hey.
I think the jailbreak they released is real. It's tough to tell on these other ones. They're really only showing videos and pictures, and we've seen fakes of those before, you know. So
Yeah,
it's really hard to gauge, and it doesn't help that these guys are just act ridiculous on Twitter.
I think it's hilarious.
If you've ever popped onto their Twitter account, they only talk in like hashtags and they talk in real broken words and sentences. It's hard to understand them, and I think
It's very funny, man.
I think
Like,
they
read the website.
yeah, go to unthreadedjb.com. It's hard to
it's hilarious. It's great.
It's hard to get a read on them. You know, there's a lot of people who think that it's just another jailbreak, you know, person in jailbreak community running this kind of trolling everybody, but it's hard to tell. They've actually talked about releasing a jailbreak for Windows, and we just haven't seen anything yet. I guess they just keep running into problems. So until we actually see something, I'm gonna remain skeptical here, I think. What about you?
You know, I am too, but hey, I say bring it on, man.
Yeah, that would be huge, right? 6.1.3 and 6.1.4.
Yes, it would.
Yeah.
Yes, it would. Again, read their website. Stuff is funny.
And stay tuned to IDB. We promise we'll let you know as soon as something happens. We've actually reached out to them on Twitter to see if they wanted to give us any details of, you know, what their plans were, but they haven't gotten back with us. Actually, they did. They sent us a demo video, I think, of like an iPhone 5 or something running 6.1.3. But anyways,
That's just how they roll.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what comes of that, I guess.
Yeah, it will be. We'll keep you obviously posted. And I think the hashtag Let's Talk Jailbreak, that's one of the main questions that we're getting today.
Yeah.
So yeah,
we'll have to see.
Unthreaded.
There's no telling. They could be terribly fake, or it could be the real deal.
Yes. Hopefully the real deal. Don't let us down, guys. All right, so what's next? We want to talk about some jailbreak stuff?
Yeah, let's talk about some jailbreak stuff.
I guess later on we can talk about the new plastic iPhone. But
evidence, yeah. Okay, I'm cool with that. There were some good tweaks actually released, so I'm anxious to get to them.
Yes, there were. Let's see. B-Marks bar, Chrome.
You know I'm a huge Chrome fan, right?
Yes.
So when I saw this, I had to grab it. I'm really impressed. This is not one of those things where you see and you think it's going to be awesomely done, but this tweak is on point. It's got the UI, it syncs with your Google account already, so it takes your bookmarks from your desktop, you know, that you have saved in your other, where you use Chrome in other places, and it puts them in the bookmark bar. It's just so cool.
So basically it's like mini Chrome, like a real Chrome browser with the bookmarks bar, because everyone uses the bookmarks bar.
Exactly. Who uses
no one goes into
who uses menus and folders?
Yeah, that's so ridiculous. I never understood why Google did that. But you know, it's a very impressive tweak. Like you said, it's not one of those things where you look at, oh, that's cool, and then try it out and it's dumb, but it actually is it works.
Comes in handy. Yeah, you can do panning, you can control the size of the font, I think.
Yep.
It's really, I was really impressed.
Works with folders, nested folders.
Yeah.
I mean, and it all syncs. That's the really cool thing about it. So it makes the Google, I think it's probably, besides Nitro, which gives you like that, you know, native JavaScript, I think this one is probably the best jailbreak tweak for Chrome.
Well, what about default, the one that changes your default browser? I can't think of it. Ryan Petrick's browser.
Yeah,
chooser.
That's good too. Yeah, that's up there.
But this is cool. This is in my top 3 or 4 must-have Chrome tweaks.
Yes.
And how?
It's bookmark B-Marks bar.
B-Marks bar dash Chrome, I think, is what the actual name of it is.
Okay, so B-Marks bar Chrome is $1. $1, Alex.
And it's worth that for sure if you're a Chrome user like I am.
Yes, indeed. So that is one of the best jailbreak tweaks we've seen in a while. Now, another one, Chrome Downloader Plus.
Yeah, I saw this one, but I haven't tried it yet. But another seemingly really good-looking tweak for Chrome. What does this one do?
It allows you to download files with Chrome, sort of like Safari Download Manager. This is probably the best download manager for Chrome. We've seen others in the past, but this one is like the most well put together, the best looking, and it has like a secret. You want to know the secret feature?
I think I know it. Isn't it something to do with YouTube?
Yes, it actually has a YouTube downloader built right in. So the old YouTube downloading tweaks and stuff like that. You don't really need that necessarily. Oh, you still do, but you don't need that necessarily if you use Chrome Downloader Plus, because it allows you to go to a YouTube channel within Chrome and download videos directly to your device with Chrome Download Plus.
Yeah, and that's pretty cool to me. So like if you wanted to go to our channel, our Jailbreak channel, and check out some of the latest tweak reviews, you could definitely do that and store them on your device. Or hey, we do we upload our podcast to there too, actually.
Yeah, so if you want to do that, feel free. But this is a good tweak because it's all encompassing. It allows you to do like YouTube downloads and any other file that you can think of right there from Chrome. Now, I will say that the YouTube downloading apps, I can't think of their names right off the top of my head. They work with the native YouTube app. This does not. So that is something to consider if you're thinking about using Chrome Downloader Plus.
But otherwise,
go ahead and pay that money.
Yeah.
Let's see how much that is. I believe that this was pretty pricey. I think it was $3.
I think it was $3.99 actually. I think it was $4.
$3.99? No, it's just $3.
$3. Okay.
Yeah.
You were right. I was close.
And you can find it on Cydia's Big Boss Repo. Well, I won't talk about that now. We'll talk about that later. Chrome Downloader Plus.
Yeah.
It's available right now. What else we got? Man, it just feels kind of weird today. I don't know.
Yeah.
I think it's because we're recording this so late.
We are. We're recording it way later than normal, but that's all. It's all good. I wanted to talk. Well, there's two we need to talk about: Control Unlocker and BuddyLocker. But I want to do Control Unlocker first because BuddyLocker is huge.
Yeah, BuddyLock.
Oh, BuddyLock. Yeah, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I have Locker for some reason. No, but Control Unlocker. I mean, I think I did a preview on this over the weekend, and then you did your walkthrough. What was it, yesterday? Today, yeah. And it's super cool. It's basically the old school Nintendo controller on your lock screen, and you actually, get to input a sequence of button presses on. It has the D-pad and it has the A and B buttons, and that you use that as a way to unlock your phone. It's the security feature to, so nobody else knows your sequence or whatever.
Yeah. It's nice. It looks good.
It looks good, and from what I saw, it looks like it works well. If you're real, paranoid about the security of your phone, it doesn't look like something you'd want to have.
Yeah, and like my only beef with this is it looks great, don't get me wrong, but if you use a passcode, it kind of makes it pointless.
Yeah.
Because it forces you to enter your passcode every time regardless.
Right.
So it doesn't matter. It's like, okay, why am I doing this and then going back to entering my passcode again?
Yeah, there should be like a bypass button or something.
Yeah, that's really where this is lacking. The fact that you have to. There's no option. You have to enter your passcode every time.
Right.
Well, anytime your passcode is requested in order to unlock your device, regardless of whether or not you have Control Unlocker running.
Right.
So
it'd be nice to see that, maybe a bypass button in a future version of this.
Yeah.
It would also be cool to see him add maybe select and start buttons so I can put in the Konami code, or I guess people call it the Contra code.
Yeah, I guess you could still put it in there, but you just won't have start.
Yeah. I think.
What's it? Up, down, left, right, BA start?
AB start. I think.
I thought it was BA start.
BA start? I don't know.
Yeah. Up, down, left, right, BA start.
Oh, boy. That brings back some memories.
Yeah. I used to enter that all the time. 30 lives, baby. 30 lives.
Now, wasn't this... I thought when he posted the teaser video of this tweak, it was like NES Unlocker. You think he changed it for copyright reasons?
He did.
Okay.
Yeah.
I thought I was going crazy. I was like, Control
He confirmed
Unlocker.
that to me. And that brings up another point, is that I think he made this tweak free because he didn't want any beef with Nintendo.
Oh, yeah.
I doubt Nintendo would have cared.
I don't know.
That outside of the statute of limitations, I mean,
right.
This is 30 years ago, man.
I don't know. They seem to be pretty protective of their stuff. I don't ever see any copies of their games last very long in the App Store.
Yeah.
That's different.
Yeah.
Anyways, this is pretty cool and really cool for free if it's something you want to play around with.
Indeed. It is Control Unlocker. It's available right now on Cydia's Big Boss Repo. Now, BuddyLock.
Oh, can I? Yeah. So here's what I'm thinking as I'm reading through your overview. Actually, you did a pretty lengthy review on this. I'm thinking, as good as this tweak is, as many options as it has, this is something where if I were the developer, I would have put out teaser things for it. I would have tipped all the blogs saying, hey, this huge tweak's coming out. I probably would have brought somebody like Shernix on board to kind of tweak the UI to really make it really good looking. And I would have charged like $4 or $5 for it. But I mean, he kind of went a different way, but that's how big this tweak could have been, in my opinion. What do you think?
I think it could have been pretty big.
Yeah.
It has more options than you could shake a stick at.
Well, I guess let's talk about what does it do, first of all?
It's basically a lock screen launcher. I mean, in its most basic form, that's what it is. So, like, what is those? Atom, JellyLock. Just like those, it basically is a lock screen launcher. The difference here, though, is there are literally a ton of options enabled. You have folders that you can access directly from the lock screen. You have different themes. You can theme your lock screen. You can remove certain features from the lock screen, like the clock or the status bar. You have what they call slide views or side views, where you can slide in from the side of your device and access widgets and playlists and contacts. I mean, it's just ridiculous.
Yeah, it's insane how many options there were. I think in your video I saw you could change the color of the bar that has the clock in it. You can change the color of the status bar. You could change. I mean, you could change literally everything. Customize it to how you want it. And then on top of that, you can access like up to 8 apps. And then you can access settings toggles. That's your Bluetooth, your Wi-Fi. You can do quick launch, or you can do quick, like Twitter and Facebook. You can do one touch update statuses type of things. It was just nuts. You just kept going. You kept listing features, and I was like, really? Why wasn't this something I'd heard of before, kind of deal? And my only beef was, like I said earlier, I probably would have tried to bring, if I wanted to make this a little bit bigger, I probably would have tried to bring somebody like Shernix in to kind of tweak the UI, because that I'm not sold on, having to, the way the 4 apps kind of sit, or the apps kind of sit. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, it's not the prettiest.
It's not the prettiest. It's definitely not like, what was that we talked about last week? Ira. Yeah, it's not something beautiful like that. But if it would have been, man, you could have charged $4 or $5 and I would have paid for it, no problem.
Yeah, the only thing about this, it's tweaks like this. They're nice, but it's a case of having too many options, in my opinion.
Yeah, you can get overwhelmed with options. I'll agree with you there. It
is overwhelming to have so many. And think about, I'm reviewing 4 or 5 tweaks every day. And I get to this, and it's like, oh, man, this is taking like 2 hours to go through and document every single feature here. But I'm not complaining, but for the end user, that could be overwhelming.
Yeah, I could see that. And it's not probably, but it's huge for power users, people who like having access to all this, because you can do all this right from your lock screen without ever having to unlock your device.
Yeah. That being said, though, I think he did lay out the settings pretty well. I mean, it's pretty easy to follow as far as settings. There's just so many of them.
Right.
Yeah. But it is BuddyLock. It's available for 99 cents on CDS.
Yeah, look at that. 99 cents. That's a steal. That's a steal for what this is capable of. Like I said, if it was a little more, if the aesthetics were a little bit more appealing, I think people would be all over this.
Agreed. So does that cover our jailbreak tweaks?
I think that does. And those are some pretty solid ones. I was impressed this week after we've had what seemed like some dry weeks.
Yeah, let me see. Let me just verify here. Let's go back. But I think that, like you said, it covers them all.
Have we talked about, here's one. What was that one that let you download Vine videos?
Yeah.
I don't think we talked about that last week.
We didn't. Vine Downloader.
Yeah, that's pretty cool, because I like scrolling through Vine videos. I think some of them are real creative and hilarious. So,
yeah, I think so too. There was one baseball, the San Francisco Giants. You see that one?
No, I didn't. What was that
Vine video? Like a guy walked all the way around the stadium, and he got like a photo of each point he was walking around. I guess there's a Giant stadium. I don't know the name of it.
Yeah.
What is the park called out there? It's like named after an orange or something. I know I'm going to get it.
Right, we're going to get it from San Francisco fans for sure.
Well, sorry, guys, man. I don't know. But it's, yeah, it's one of those things, so.
But the video was cool. And yeah, there's a bunch of them on there that I think a lot of people would be like, it'd be cool if I could save this and watch it later, maybe offline or something.
Yeah, I think Vine is better for video than Instagram. I don't know.
I find myself scrolling through Vine way more than I scroll through Instagram just because it's tough to kind of weed out the pictures versus the videos. And then I don't think people know what to do with 16 seconds. I think,
it's too long.
yeah, I think Vine, and honestly, I just read a report earlier today that Vine's kind of resurging as the more popular video app after it kind of dipped and people kind of checked out Instagram. It seems like a lot of them are going back to it.
Yeah, they're like, this is no, not exactly what I wanted. Let's go back.
Right.
Yeah, I feel that.
But anyways, the tweak, it'll let you download them. Is that correct?
Yes, it'll let you download them for 99 cents.
What is it?
Insidious.
Oh, wait, go ahead. What's the repo?
Big Boss.
Okay.
Well, it's always Big Boss, isn't it?
Right. Where does it download them and how do you play them back? Is there like an
Downloads
app
it
or
right to
something?
your camera roll.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Oh,
so
that's
you
handy.
just, I mean, it's like literally you shot the video yourself and it's just in your camera roll.
Oh, wow. Okay. Well, that's
It's
cool.
cool. Yeah,
Nah,
I like it.
Not bad for 99
Hey,
cents.
We have another tweak, Insta Launcher. I'll talk about that next week, though, because I really want to delve into that a little bit. I had a preview video of it. It's basically a launcher as well.
Okay.
Launch any app on your device in a quick, efficient fashion. We'll talk about that more next week.
And that's Insta Launcher?
Insta Launcher. You can check out the preview video on IDB right now. We'll have a full review coming soon.
Okay. I'll be sure to do that.
That's it.
Is that all of them?
That's all of them.
That's all of them. Okay, let's talk about this.
You sound relieved, man.
Well, it felt like we had just a long list, but I guess it wasn't that long actually.
No.
I just got so excited over BuddyLock. I'm over here like sweating.
BuddyLock.
Right?
BuddyLock.
It's so awesome. Anyways, let's talk about this. We've seen some more evidence about this so-called budget iPhone in the past week that I think would be interesting to touch on real quick.
Yeah.
Okay, so earlier this week, well, maybe not earlier maybe it's just a couple days ago, a report came out that said that Pegatron, I think it's Pegatron, Apple's supply partner that kind of manufactures some of its older phones right now, who has been said by a number of outlets to be manufacturing this so-called budget iPhone that's been rumored for a long time. Well, they're investigating it for labor violations. They said there was over 80 violations. People were getting overworked, underpaid. There was a bunch of bad stuff going on. But anyways, in the process of their investigation, they spoke with a worker who basically said, yeah, my job today was to put covering over a plastic iPhone case so it didn't get scratches as it was going down the line. So essentially a lot of people took that as confirmation that Pegatron's really building these budget iPhones, and we're really going to see them later this year.
I think we will. I mean, Tim Cook back in the was it the first earnings call of the year? Didn't he say fall was like their big?
Yeah. Oh, they've said several times that fall, and then spread out through 2014 were just going to be huge. But I wouldn't be surprised to see it this fall alongside the iPhone 5S. I mean, we've seen a ton of the shells leak in various colors. What do you think about? Have you seen this report about the name about iPhone 5C? Have you seen that?
5C. What could C stand for?
A lot of people think that it stands for color. And that's an interesting concept to me because I thought about it and I thought, well, that just doesn't make sense. We've never seen Apple add a C to its as a model, but as a device model. But if you think about it, what could they call it that wouldn't diminish its value? iPhone Lite wouldn't work. I don't think iPhone Mini would work the same way it does with the iPad. I think if you say this is the color edition of the iPhone, the iPhone 5C, I think you get away with that. I think it doesn't degrade the value of the phone, but it says, hey, you can either get these in a bunch of different colors, or you can go with the iPhone 5S that maybe just comes in black and white, and it'll have all the features. It'll have more features. It's kind of like, I likened it in one of my posts to their iPod Touch, iPod Nano strategy. Up until this year, the iPod Touch only came in 2 colors, or maybe it was last year. Either way, up until recently, the iPod Touch only came in 2 colors, and the Nano came in several colors. So you could pick between less features and, more color choices, or you could pick, less color choices and more features. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And I think that strategy would work for iPhones.
Yeah, I think there's something to that. I think that sounds perfectly plausible. The only negative thing, it's just me thinking kind of weird, but when you say iPhone color,
yeah,
And then you look at it's like, oh, the older devices or the other devices are in black and white, like the screen. That's what I'm thinking. Like it's
Oh,
a
right.
color screen.
Color screen.
But I mean, this isn't the early '90s or anything like
Early
that. So I
90s.
guess.
Oh, yeah, for phones. I was going to say, we've had color TV around for a while, Jeff. No, but
So that's what I'm thinking.
you're right. And some people have even said, well, if you call it the iPhone C, aren't people going to think that stands for cheap? So they would definitely there would be some friction there in calling it something like that, as well as confusing customers. I mean, if you put a 5C next to a 5S, you're going to have people, kind of perplexed and going, well, what's the difference? But
sound like a car model, man. It sounds like they're selling BMWs or something.
and yeah, and people thought Apple would never get into doing that, but like I said before, I don't see what else they call it to.
I think they just call it. If you're gonna go with the whole color angle, just call it iPhone color.
Yeah, I like.
Why the C?
I like that better than putting the C at the end, but I don't know. I think it makes more sense than something else that would degrade the value of it, like iPhone Lite. I don't think that sells as well as something else.
Right.
But I'm glad to see they're doing it. I'm glad to see they're expanding this iPhone line, because not only does that help them with market share, right? Because it's supposed to be offered a lot cheaper. It's supposed to retail for like $300 or a little more or less. But I like that it shows that they're willing to expand, and maybe we'll see a little bit larger phone come out next year, or we'll see more models, more variations of the actual iPhone.
Do you think these leaks are helping Apple stock at all? Because it's going up quite a bit.
Oh man, yeah. I was actually thinking about writing a post about that later today. It's had one heck of a July. It's gone from like right around $400. I think it closed at $450 something today, didn't it? And
453.32.
yeah. It's and that's on the back of pretty weak earnings calls. I mean, it smashed iPhone sales. Don't get me wrong. People were thinking they were going to do 26 million last quarter, and they ended up doing like 30. But otherwise, their earnings weren't that great, and their stock is still booming right now. So I think a lot of that has to do with the rumors. Yeah.
Yeah, I think so too. It's stock's doing pretty well.
It's going to be a big fall, even if you take out the plastic iPhone. We're talking about an iPhone 5S that has, supposedly a fingerprint reader. You're talking about a redesigned iPad 5. You're talking about hopefully an iPad mini refresh with a Retina display. And, of course, all of Apple's software is going to launch iOS 7, Mavericks OS 10. So
I think the tech stocks in general are doing good. I mean, Facebook had a crazy.
It did. Well,
month.
Yeah, it's back up to, Facebook stock is back up to where it IPO'd at last year. It's been down significantly. So if you bought in at the IPO last year, you've been down money this whole time. But now it's finally back up to where it originally launched at. And
and if you bought in, a month ago, you're doing really well.
You made some good money if you bought in a month ago. I kind of wish I would have done something like that. Because it just had a killer, I guess the reason for it just had a really good quarter. It seems like it's starting to figure out how it's going to do its advertising.
Right.
And that really excites people, because once it figures that out, the possibility for revenue is just through the roof.
Yeah.
So exciting things in the tech world.
Exciting times. You wanna check the hashtag?
Check the what is it? Let's talk jailbreak hashtag.
Yeah. And we're gonna just answer maybe 2 questions, maybe. Okay. You pick one, I pick one. That sound fair?
Okay, yeah, that's fair. Tweets with Let's Talk Jailbreak. If you had 5 minutes to convince, you got to kind of read these to yourself first before you read them out loud.
I don't know. I skipped that one.
Include a jailbreak. Oh, here we go. Here's kind of an interesting one. Do you think Cydia will be, well, it says to adjust the look of iOS 7. So basically, do you think Cydia will be redesigned when iOS 7 launches?
No.
I don't think I do either. I don't think, one, they want to put in that kind of time and investment into completely redesigning the thing. And 2, I don't think that's their style. I don't know. What do you think?
No. I'll just leave it at that. I could go into just long, drawn-out explanation. Just no.
Okay, that's fair.
I don't see it happening.
No on Cydia. I think I'm going to vote that way, too. No on Cydia redesign.
All right, let me find a question here. It's from Johan Jagui. I'm sorry if I tore up your name. It is. He's asking a question. After running iOS 7 for a few weeks, I really feel there's almost nothing I'd change with the jailbreak. What do you think?
Ooh, that is interesting.
Hmm.
What do you think?
I'd change quick reply. That is something that, obviously pops into your head immediately, and something that, frankly, is a disappointment that Apple didn't include in iOS 7.
I would say quick reply.
Yeah. Yep. Same here.
I'd say quick reply, and I would say, what else would I say?
Quick reply.
Yeah, I'd want more options in the control center for toggles. I think they did a pretty good job, but I can't think of them off the top of my head, but I know there's some missing that I go, man, if it just let me customize this and put what I wanted in there.
Yeah, I think they should add quick reply.
Yeah, that would be a big one. And you know what? They did it in Mavericks OS 10, so.
Yeah, another thing I think they should add?
What?
Quick reply. That would be really cool, to be able to reply quickly to people's messages.
So that's pretty much it, right?
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Oh, man.
Okay, so it is. We appreciate all your questions. Sorry we weren't able to get. You want to take just one more?
Yeah,
let's. There's a lot of.
Yeah, let's take
questions.
one more.
Would you ever consider switching to BlackBerry OS? I personally wouldn't. I would love your opinion. No.
No, you wouldn't, or?
No, I would not.
Okay. Would I? No.
Would you?
No, and I think a lot of it has, there's a number of reasons, but I'll try to be quick. I like what they're doing right now as opposed to what they were doing, but I've played with the new BlackBerry OS on a Z10, and it's just not there yet. It still has a long way to go, and I don't like the app selection.
Yep.
And I know that I can't move over all my purchases that I've made in iTunes. I think that's going to keep me an iOS user forever, just because I have so much invested in their software that I know can't transfer.
Cody has literally hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of apps.
Not quite. Maybe tens of dollars. No, it's in the hundreds for sure. Maybe even in the thousands at this point over 3 or 4 years.
Yeah. So that's really cool. I appreciate all the questions that we had. We had tons of them. Keep them coming in because we peruse this list all the time, and we'll answer more questions. Hopefully we'll get to more next week.
Yeah.
But for now, it is the end.
It is the
of
end.
episode 21.
Hey, thanks again for having me, Jeff. I appreciate it.
Man, it's been a fun ride. I think Sebastian will probably be coming back pretty soon, within the next few weeks.
Yeah.
I would think. So I don't know. Who knows? Maybe we'll just have to, all three of us, do the show.
You'll definitely have to have me back as a guest for sure.
Oh,
Maybe
for
later.
sure.
But I know people are missing Sebastian. So
yeah,
we'll have to get him
they
back
are. But they also like you too. So.
Okay. Well, thanks.
Yeah. So we'll see what happens in the future.
Okay. Well, I guess that's it.
I guess that is. Any parting shots?
No.
I don't think I have anything to say either.
Yeah. I think we covered everything.
I think I'm going to go eat dinner now.
Right? It's that late that it's dinner
It's
time.
that late. And then I'm going to edit this, and then I'm going to post it. And you guys are going to download it, and you guys are going to listen to it. And comment on it.
Lots of editing.
Indeed. All right, man. I'll catch you next week.
Yeah, for sure.
All right. Talk to you later.
Thanks, Jeff.